Hey, Mike. It's been a while. How's everything going with school?
Hey, Sarah. It's great to see you. School's been pretty good, actually. I'm in my last year now, so things are getting a bit intense, but I'm managing. How about you? How's school life treating you?
Same here. I'm also in my final year, and it feels like everything is happening at once. There's so much pressure with assignments, exams, and thinking about what's next after graduation. But I guess that's just part of the experience, right?
Absolutely. The last year of school always feels like a whirlwind. What are you studying again? I remember you were really into biology and science related subjects.
Yeah, I'm majoring in biology, and I'm loving it. It's been challenging, especially with all the lab work, but I enjoy learning about living organisms and how everything in nature is interconnected. What about you? You were into engineering, right?
Yep, I'm studying mechanical engineering. It's been a lot of hard work, especially the technical stuff like thermodynamics and fluid mechanics, but I love the practical side of it. We get to build models and work on real life problems, which makes it all worthwhile. Have you done any exciting projects in your biology course?
Definitely. Last semester, we did a project on environmental sustainability, where we studied how different ecosystems react to changes in climate. It was fascinating to see how even the smallest changes in temperature or rainfall can have huge effects on an ecosystem. We also got to go on a field trip to a nearby national park, which was amazing. How about you? Any cool projects in your engineering course?
That sounds awesome. In my course, we worked on designing a renewable energy system. My group focused on wind turbines and how to make them more efficient for small communities. It was tough, but at the same time, it felt great to be working on something that could have real world applications. I'm actually thinking about focusing on renewable energy for my final year project.
That's amazing. Renewable energy is such an important field right now, and it's great that you're working on something that could make a difference. Have you thought about what you want to do after you graduate?
I've been thinking about it a lot, actually. I'm considering applying for a master's program in sustainable engineering, but I'm also tempted to get some work experience first. I feel like getting out there and working in the field would give me a better sense of where I want to specialize. What about you? Any plans after graduation?
I'm in the same boat. I'm thinking about doing a master's in environmental science, but I'm also considering taking a year off to travel and do some volunteer work, maybe something related to conservation. I think it would be nice to take a break before diving back into more studies. Plus, traveling is always a great way to learn about the world.
That sounds like an incredible plan. Traveling and volunteering would be such a rewarding experience, especially if you get to work on something related to your field. Where would you want to go?
I've always wanted to visit South America, especially places like the Amazon rainforest. There are so many unique species and ecosystems there, and I'd love to learn more about conservation efforts in that region. How about you? Any dream destinations?
South America sounds amazing. For me, I've always wanted to go to Japan. I'm fascinated by their technology and innovation, especially when it comes to sustainable cities and infrastructure. Plus, I've always been interested in Japanese culture and history, so it would be a great mix of learning and exploring.
Japan would be such a cool place to visit, especially with your interest in engineering. I've heard they're doing some amazing things with green technology and urban planning. Do you think you'd want to work abroad after you graduate?
It's definitely something I've thought about. I think working in a different country would be an incredible experience, both personally and professionally. It would give me a chance to learn new skills and see how things are done in other parts of the world. What about you? Would you ever consider working abroad?
Absolutely. I think working abroad would be a fantastic opportunity, especially in a field like biology or environmental science. There are so many places around the world where conservation efforts are needed, and it would be amazing to contribute to that in some way. Plus, living in a different country would be such an adventure.
It really would be. I think it's great that we're both considering options that could take us around the world. It's exciting to think about the possibilities, even though it's also a little scary to not know exactly what the future holds.
I know what you mean. It's exciting, but it can also be overwhelming. There's so much to think about, and sometimes it feels like there's pressure to have everything figured out. But I guess that's just part of growing up, right?
Exactly. It's all about figuring things out as we go. I think as long as we stay open to new opportunities and keep working hard, things will fall into place. It's all part of the journey.
That's a great way to look at it. Speaking of staying open to new opportunities, have you been involved in any extracurricular activities at school?
Yeah, I've been part of the robotics club since my first year. It's been a great way to apply what I'm learning in class to real-world projects. We even built a robot for a competition last year, and we ended up winning second place. It was a lot of work, but so worth it. Have you been involved in any clubs or activities?
That's so cool. Robotics sounds like a lot of fun. I've been involved in the environmental club on campus. We organize events to raise awareness about sustainability, and we've done a few cleanup projects around the city. It's been a great way to meet like-minded people and make a difference, even if it's on a small scale.
That's awesome. It's great that you're making an impact through your club. I've always admired people who take the initiative to make a difference, especially when it comes to something as important as the environment. Do you think you'll keep doing that kind of work after you graduate?
I hope so. I think no matter what career path I choose, I want to make sure I'm contributing to something meaningful, whether it's through my job or volunteering. There's so much work to be done in terms of protecting the environment, and I want to be a part of that in some way.
I love that mindset. I think it's important to find a balance between doing something you love and making a positive impact. It sounds like you're well on your way to doing that.